would you do if a nuclear war hit, a disease epidemic, or anything else that may jeopardize our society? If you want to know how to survive the apocalypse, you must first know how to make survival food. Just think, over 100 years ago, there was no electric, no internet, or anything like that. Our ancestors survived without all of that, and they provide us with the blueprint to secret survival techniques that are still used today. A good place to start is with the ultimate survival food called pemmican. It was very popular with Native Americans and Western explorers, as well as the 19th century British. As a matter of fact, pemmican from the 19th century British Army was found 50 years later and was still edible. I will go over quickly how you can make pemmican quite easily. First, you need 6 pounds of beef, and then you will need 2 pounds of tender beef tallow, and then 1/3 cup of blueberries, and that's it. That's all the ingredients you will need. Step 1 is to dry the meat and the blueberries. You need to slice the meat very thin. If you do not have a dehydrator, you can put the meat in the oven on the lowest possible temperature. Put the meat on the rack and the blueberries in a tin foil and put that on the rack as well. Put the rack in the oven and crack the door open to prevent moisture buildup. Let it dry for about 15 hours. Step 2. Put all the meat in a blender or food processor until it becomes a powder. Keep the meat and the blueberries separate. Step 3. Cut the remaining fat into about 1/2-inch squares. Then put the fat in a pot on the stove between 225 degrees and 300 degrees Fahrenheit. For the first 10 minutes, keep it on medium-high and then stir it every minute. After about 10 minutes, you will see the fat boiling on the bottom, and only stir it for about every 5 minutes or so. After about 30 minutes, you will see the fat rising and boiling. Once you see that, you can lower the temperature. After about an hour, you can take the small pieces that will build up, but keep the liquid fat on the stove at 120 degrees. Take out the little pieces and cool them off. You can actually eat them, and they are really delicious. But let the fat cool off on the stove, keeping it on 120 degrees. You want to make sure you have an equal weight of both the fat and the powder from the meat. Put the shredded fat into the bowl of grease for step 4, and then add the blueberries and mix them. The fat should be absorbing the meat, and then you can store it in Ziploc bags and press flat. Make sure to remove as much air as possible. This will keep the pemmican from spoiling for a few years. No refrigeration is necessary. And that's it. Pemmican is the ultimate survival food. If you'd like to learn more, click the link below, and we will show you other great survival tips, such as how to build a storm shelter, how to preserve water, and much, much more.